Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.
La aventura de South by Southwest en 2021 se realizó de manera virtual. Pudimos disfrutar de muchos showcases online de artistas alrededor del mundo, y uno de los elementos más interesantes de lo que South by Southwest presenta, sin duda, es la oportunidad y la posibilidad de conocer artistas emergentes de diferentes latitudes. Es el caso de Shannen James, que ofreció un showcase en South by Southwest y conectamos con ella en videoconferencia hasta Australia. Hola, Shannen.
Hola.
How are you?
How are you? Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. First of all, congratulations for your showcase in South by Southwest. I think it's very important for an artist to be in a festival like this, right?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I've looked up to South by Southwest for a long time. Like a lot of artists and bands that I've loved have played at South by Southwest. So when we got, the okay that we were going to play on it, I was just so excited. And it's such a huge conference, such a huge, music festival that, it was incredible. I felt very, very fortunate to be a part of it this year. And I mean, it was, a different format, obviously. But even so, it's such an incredible platform for artists. So yeah, felt really honored.
I think it's really crazy because when you recorded your showcase, maybe you was alone with your band, but no audience. And at the end, a lot of people, several people for all over the world saw your showcase, right?
Yeah, it's a bit funny because you're just performing to a camera. You're not performing to any people. And then, like when they played it, you think, oh my goodness, all of these people are actually watching it. And it's kind of crazy how all this virtual stuff is working these days. But, it's great that they could still put it on, and it was just a little bit different than obviously being in Texas. But yeah, we still got to be a part of it, and you saw it, and now I'm here with you. So that's, it's really cool how people can connect from all over the world from it.
The world have lived a very hard year over the pandemic and the lockdowns, and the music industry have a severe impact. But seeing that there's a lot of creativity surrounding music nowadays, because a lot of artists are making streaming or finding ways to reach the fans, to reach another audience. What did you do during these pandemic times?
Yeah, it was obviously tough, for everyone, and we had pretty severe lockdowns here in Melbourne for a long time. But just like the streaming and doing lives on Instagram was really fun. And we had a thing called here called Isolate, where it was like a festival that ran most weekends pretty much for a year now. And they would have a lineup of people that would just come in their time slot and perform for 20 minutes. And things like that were really, really cool because, everybody was at home. Everybody was looking for something to do or something to watch. And that was a really, really great little online festival that they put together. But I wrote a fair bit over Zoom during lockdown, which was interesting.
Hey.
It's I think especially if you haven't met someone before and then you just jump onto Zoom and try and write a song, it's a bit hit and miss. You don't know whether or not it's going to work, but that was fun, and that was kind of an interesting way to write, but got a few good things out of it. And I released my debut EP last year during lockdown. So as well, when you release an EP, you would imagine that you're going to get out and perform and play a bunch of shows, and that didn't happen. So we just had to do like a little live online thing that night to sort of celebrate it. but yeah, other than that, we just, you know, just had to keep going and finding stuff to do. But yeah, we're really lucky now that things are opening back up, and there's shows, and you know, I've recently just played a show in Brisbane, so
Oh, cool.
it's finally at a point where we can travel interstate and watch live music, and yeah, we're in a good position at the moment, which is very lucky.
And Australia is a very important country to the music, because you have a lot of scenes with a lot of great artists, right? There's a lot of people in Sydney, in Melbourne, where you are, or in Brisbane, or Perth. I don't know. There's a lot of music vibe in every country, in every city, and you can travel all over these cities and show your music.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. I mean, particularly, I'm Melbourne, so I'm a little bit biased, but you know, any night of the week you can head anywhere really and find great music, bands or solo artists, or you know, whatever it is you're looking for that you like in music, you can find it, which is amazing. And same goes, you know, for Sydney, and even over in Western Australia, in Perth, they have like so many great you know, musicians come out of there, and same for Brisbane. Like, it's just kind of everywhere. So yeah, we do have a lot to offer in Australia for music, and even people that just like to go and watch live music. As I said, if you go to any of these cities, you'll be able to find some really, really good places that have music on every single night.
Cool. So Shannen, what can you tell us about your latest single? First of all, are you superstitious?
Am I superstitious?
Yes.
I am slightly. There are a couple of things that I like. I don't walk under a ladder. I don't know if you know of that. That's like a superstitious thing. Do I really believe that it's going to bring me bad luck? I don't think so, but it is just, there are a couple of things that I don't do just in case.
Because that's the name of your latest single, Superstitious. And as you said, you made this single remotely through Zoom, right?
That's right. Yeah, so Dylan Nash, who I co-wrote this and produced this with, we worked on the last EP that I did together. So we already knew each other and we're good friends. And yeah, we just got onto Zoom and started writing this song. And yeah, we kind of had this drum beat going, and it felt really driving and kind of exciting. And I think we wrote most of the song in a full day, and we kind of did a little bit of production, so we'd get the sound of the song, and then we ended up actually I recorded vocals at home, and we did all the production over Zoom. So he would I mean, he found this incredible way for me to basically be able to sing, and it'll go to him because he's in Sydney. It would go straight to him in Sydney into his like Pro Tools session with no latency. Like, it was like I was singing in his studio, which was pretty incredible. And I mean, we had quite a few Wi-Fi failures, like 1,000 of them. But yeah, we ended up having this full song that was done solely through Zoom. So that was really cool. It was tough, but we got through, and it's just a kind of cool story to think that he's in Sydney and I'm in Melbourne, and we made this whole song together without even being in the same room.
Yes, I know the distance is getting shorter and shorter, and the technology is an amazing tool to make music, right?
Yeah, it is. Especially, I mean, I'm not great with technology, but when you have someone that really knows how to do it, it's kind of seamless if you both have good Wi-Fi connections. But same, like I did a few, sessions with people in London and New York, and yeah, to just be able to work with people and not necessarily have to be in the same room, I think is something that people have realized is really useful going forward, that they'll be able to utilize, Zoom and online platforms a little bit more.
Shannen, at the end, the most important thing is the song, right? And I found in your songs, in the songs I saw on your showcase, and in this one, in Superstitious, a lot of freedom vibe, a lot of be yourself vibe. That's what I found. Is that correct? Is that the way you want to show your music?
I mean, I love that you picked up on that, because I don't think that's maybe a conscious thing, but I think it is super important. And something my dad always said to me is just be yourself, because everyone else is taken. So it is one of those things, like, you just have to do what you love, and if you love it, there'll be other people that love it, because that comes through in your music and in your conviction and like passion with what you're doing. So yeah, I think in these songs, and in all of my songs, there's an overriding theme of you just have to be you, and that's the best you can be.
And the video of Superstitious is also amazing. It's you walking around in the countryside, dancing, singing. I think that's one of the things that we miss the most, right? Be outside, be on the countryside, and you put it in your video with this great vibe.
Yeah, that was so much fun. I actually did it with my best friend, Elena. She is an amazing videographer, and we finally got to the point where we could be outside, because, you know, we had to be at home and couldn't go 5 kilometers past our home. So when it got to that point, we were like, oh, we have to do this music video out in the middle of nowhere and get some dances. And the song itself, it's just a really, it's an uplifting, feel-good song. So we were like, we wanted to match that in the music video. And we both were on the same page. We're like, we have to get dancers and, like, you know, live out our 90s Britney Spears dream by doing choreography. And so that it was so much fun, and it worked out exactly how I imagined it in my mind, which is, I don't know if that happens all the time, but it was exactly what I wanted, and it's so much fun. And then everyone that says, you know, I love the music video, it just made me want to dance, and that was the point.
Yes.
I just wanted to, you know, people to feel good watching it and listening to it. So I hope, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed a lot. I have to say that I am a terrible dancer, so I prefer to take a walk in the countryside instead of dancing.
Yeah.
Listen to your song, but
fair enough.
Shannen, when will you release your next EP? This year?
So at the moment, I actually have a couple of other singles that I'm working on that, you know, might just be released as singles, not on an EP or an album. But I think for the rest of the year, I'm probably working towards a bigger body of music, so more of an album, I think. But again, we're just kind of taking it as it comes. And I released the EP last year, and now just a single, and like the single's doing quite well. So we'll sort of just, you know, hopefully keep the momentum up with another single or two. And then I'd say that will kind of see me through for most of the year, and probably release something bigger next year, hopefully.
I hope you can do it, because I'm an album lover. I think that an album has a narrative, has a concept. It's a very special way that a musician, a lyricist, is trying to tell us something. And when you put a vinyl on a turntable and listen loud, you can find another way to understand music.
I agree. I don't know if you can see my turntable just there. Cool. I'm the same. I love albums, and I don't think we give them enough time and space anymore, because, you know, we listen to just a lot of singles.
Yes.
But I agree. I think it's you know, certain songs that make it to albums, in my eyes, are like the best songs that aren't the singles, because there has a beautiful sort of ebb and flow to an album, and it's a whole journey when you listen to it, which is, you know, one of my favorite things to do, to sit here and just put album on and listen to the whole thing back to front.
Yes.
It's a really nice experience. So for me, I'm definitely one of those people as well, where like I have to do an album. And yeah, so that's really exciting. But I think, yeah, that'll be sort of the process for this year, just getting some more writing and working with a few more people, and just kind of seeing where that goes.
Okay, so we will have the singles during this 2021, and we can expect your debut album on 2022. Do you have plans do you have any plans to play live at the end of the year?
Yeah, well, I'm actually in the middle of my own tour in Australia at the moment. So I just played in Brisbane, and I'm playing like Sydney, Melbourne, and Adelaide as well. So that's over the next couple of the next month. But absolutely, I mean, I would love to, you know, even get on a bigger tour with some other bands and artists, and play more and travel some more. And then hopefully, you know, by next year, there'll be a little bit more, maybe some international travel going on. But yeah, I'm not looking too far into doing that just yet. But definitely playing shows around Australia. And yeah, because we really missed it last year. So everyone's trying to make the most of playing while we can.
We all want live music. So maybe next year you can make it to Mexico.
I would love that. Yeah, I just want to play in as many places and as many cities and countries as I can. So hopefully one day. That's definitely on the list, and such a beautiful place.
I know that there's a lot of distance, but well, Tame Impala made it, right? So you can do it.
True. I love Tame Impala. Yeah, exactly. It's actually, you know, it's not that far. Anywhere in the world really is like a day away.
Yes.
So that's kind of how I think of it. But yeah, fingers crossed, we'll get over there at some point.
Fingers crossed, and looking forward to listening to your new music this year, and look to have you here in Mexico playing live on 2022.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope so, and looking forward to it.
Shannen James, thank you so much for this chat with Rutas Alternas.
Thank you for having me.
Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.